Welcome back to the channel. As you know, when I do these sort of intros, I am not streaming. This is not from my streams. These videos are recorded fully, and I'm finally back with another tips and tricks video or how to play. But this time it's with Anna. I finally think I've sort of not mastered, but I have a good sense on how to play Anna. I feel like. So I want to share that with you guys. So let's get into it. I do want to point out that these videos are for lower ranks to medium ranks to up to diamond, because that's where I am. Higher, I wouldn't really see any new tips or tricks from this video at least. These are for newer players that want to get into playing Anna, since we are also getting a new support next season. So you might want to pick up Anna now and learn a little bit before the next support. Okay, so Anna has a biotic rifle. It has two modes of fire. One that is a hipfire projectile. It looks like this. And the next one that is a hit scan when scoped, and it looks like this. Already from that, you're gonna know how Anna is as a character. She is a sniper character, one you sit in the back with and snipe. The best thing for me to do, and that I recommend doing, is that you of course use the hit scan mode far back, and then you can use the projectile up close. But what I also do, because you don't hit all your shots with projectile, of course you want to hit more, so I also snipe up close. Use the scope and snipe up close, because sometimes I'm going to be missing. So you don't have to use sniping in the back and then projectile up close. You can mix it a little bit. Now Anna doesn't just heal, she can also damage. She does 75 damage per shot, and she does the same amount of damage but in healing form. So 75 healing, 75 damage. However, when you are sniping, you actually leave a trace behind. You see when I'm projectile shooting, you can barely notice it, especially if you're an enemy. But if I snipe, it leaves a mark. You see? Enemies can easily see me from behind a wall, from a line of sight, or from a cover where I don't know where they are. So just keep that in mind, that they most likely know where you are by seeing the trace. I do also want to say that when you are scoped in, you have less of a line of sight. I see very, very little, so you gotta pay attention to someone might be flanking or going around, because you have that less line of sight. And you can see very little. So that's why it's a good idea also sometimes quick scope. Before I get on to the next thing, please do leave a comment down below if I missed anything, or if there's anything you like doing with Anna that many may not know. The sleep dart is on a 14-second cooldown, and it's an ability you don't want to just use willy-nilly. You have two abilities that are very, very important, and you kind of decide how the game goes. You don't just want to use them to use them. Since Anna doesn't have any movement abilities at all, the sleep dart is sort of the only thing that keeps you alive, keeps distance from you and the enemy. Two really important and crucial ways to use your sleep dart is to stop people from diving you and to stop ultimates. You can cancel a lot of ultimates with this ability. However, when you do sleep someone, don't just start shooting them immediately. Yes, you may be able to kill them, but it's a risk you don't need to take. When someone slept, you should get your whole team over here, say 3, 2, 1, and then you all shoot and kill them together. It ensures you get the kill, and it doesn't leave you in a position of vulnerability. One thing you have to remember is that sleep dart is a projectile, so you'll have to lead your sleeps usually. Like that. There's a few ways you can use your sleep dart to bait the enemy or trick them. These are the ways I like to do it. There's the around the corner. Peek out, sleep, dude, that's it. There's another thing I like to do when I know that the enemy is chasing me on the right behind me, trying to kill me. One thing you can do is just do a quick 180, like that. You hit him, and then you run away. I do also want to say quickly that Anna can't actually headshot. Does the same amount of damage anywhere you shoot. If you feel like you have a pretty good grip on Anna and there's a few things you want to still learn on, then I suggest quick scoping. Quick scoping is a huge thing to her kit. You do your action very quickly and you don't give any time to peek. It can be a bit tricky to actually do and land. You might feel yourself missing a lot. But you don't just like quick scope and think I'm gonna hit this. Give yourself some time to aim. I know that can be difficult when you quick scope, but don't just like hope for the best. practice a little bit and you'll be good with it. It's a really good thing you can do with Ana, especially when you're trying to damage. But now speaking of damage, don't heal bot. Ana has 75 damage per shot, meaning you can two-shot Tracer as well. So do not sit around and heal. If everyone's full health or they don't need your support or healing, then do some poke damage. Shoot the enemy, you do a lot of damage. So use that to your advantage. Before I move on to the biotic nade, let's go back to the sleep dart one more time. I want to quickly say, if you sleep Tracer, Reaper or Moira and do any sort of damage to them, they will wake up immediately and use their ability out. That's one thing they can do. Tracer can recall, Reaper can use his Wraith, and Moira can fade instantly, so you will not get the kill. They don't have the wake up animation like others do. And I know there is also a tip on doing the wake up animation when you sleep someone, and then you can wait until they do the waking up animation, then you shoot. But I'm not too familiar with it, so if you want to find that proper tip, I suggest looking at another video. Okay, moving on to her biotic nade, her grenade thing. Grenade is a projectile and has an area of effect, AoE. It does 60 damage and it also heals for 60. It recently got nerfed, so I want to show you how it is not that crazy healing. You see how little they actually got. But the good thing with it, when you heal them, is that they briefly increase the healing they receive after you've hit your nade is increased. Meaning that affected allies, they receive 50% additional healing. What I'm saying is, when you throw the biotic grenade at someone, it's not Ana doesn't give a 50 additional healing. It's all the support that does that. It is also Hogs take a breather, or any sort of healing that they're receiving after you hit the biotic grenade is increased by 50%. However, there is something better that the biotic grenade can do. It can stop enemies from getting healed fully. This bot cannot receive any healing at all now. You could argue that the anti is better than the increased healing, because it is. What would you rather have? Would you rather have just me healing you with this, or using this biotic grenade knowing the enemy could have received 0 healing? Like, I can just heal you with this instead, right? And I can make the enemy stop getting healed. Of course, I'm not saying you should only use this for antis. You should also use this biotic grenade for dealing damage and for doing the AoE heal. It's not often I would really use this on one target. Only when it's really crucial, when I need to, when I know, like, if I don't do anything, if I don't hit my shot, next shot, they will die. So that's when it's a good way to use the biotic grenade. But it's definitely an ability you don't want to waste. I will say Ana is sort of a character that decides how the game goes. She has the crucial abilities. The strongest abilities in the game. Like I said earlier, don't just use them when you want to use them. Be a little bit more thoughtful of when you use it. As you don't decide how the fight goes, but you have a big part in it. It might be hard for you also to actually hit your biotic grenades. You don't know where to aim, or you can kind of just wing it. And there is actually a map code for it, so you can practice, and I'll leave it here on the screen. There's a lot of lineups as well. I'm not going to go into lineups with the grenade. There's a lot of lineups you can do. If you want to get better at her, then I suggest learning that. It's not even a skill I know of. Let's say that the enemy in front of me I can't see. There's only this enemy in front of me. I can't see him, but I know he's there. So what I could do is throw my biotic grenade, and I anti him. Then make my enemy go in and he dies. You don't need line of sight to know where they are, or if they're blocking something, if they're being blocked by something, then you don't need to throw them. You don't need to let the grenade hit directly. You can let it hit corners, the side of them. Again, it does have AoE effect, so keep that in mind. Let's move on to Nano Boost. The Nano Boost ultimate ability that Ana has doesn't only make the team deal more damage, or the teammate deal more damage. They also make them take less damage, and it also heals them. I believe it does 250 health, and it does reduce damage by 50%, and they get that 50% increased damage buff. But there's not really a lot on the Nano Boost. There's a few hinders on it, and there's one where you can use it before they die. You can use it to save a teammate. You don't necessarily use it for a team fight. You can also use it if Genji is diving someone, then you nano the target and you'll save them. Or Mercy wants to rest out in the open, or a tricky spot that could get her killed. You nano boost her and that could save her. There's a lot of playmakers with Nano Boost, and it's not something I'm gonna go crazy in depth with, but there's good combos with it, with the tank lineups. There's one with Reinhardt. Nanoing a Reinhardt is always a good pick, or nanoing a Genji is always a good pick, if you know the Genji is good. Don't, like, I don't know how you'll know that, but you might know that from your games. Don't always nano a Genji, because it's Genji. However, nanoing a Genji is a good idea, because he can two-shot 200 HP targets with his blade. So keep that in mind. I'm not gonna go over every detail, every hero, but you can save your teammates. It heals them, so you can use it to heal as well. And you have good combos with it. You can set up really good combos with it. I'm not gonna go any detail, but also do know that Nano Boost can actually get interrupted. The second you press your Q, the same second someone has to hit you, it will disappear. It won't go through because you got essentially stunned out of it. The same thing with Reinhardt uses his ult, and he gets stunned. The ult is gone. It doesn't go through. Same thing with Nano Boost, but there's less of a window to actually do it, but it can be done. Incredibly hard to do, and it's not. I don't think it's something you're gonna do on purpose in games, or something that's gonna happen on purpose in your games. I'll show some good positions on some certain maps. Let's start with King's Row. Few great spots on first hold, on first point you can hold. There's one here in the beginning. We have line of sight of window, of the first choke, health pack, but you gotta be careful of snipers, of course, on this map. It's a dangerous spot, but if it comes to it, you can use it. Another spot is just above that, really, but more secretive, or you hide more. You're a little more hidden. You can still see window, you can still see point, you can still see choke. You can still peek out. Or if they're here, you can shoot here. Now hold is the first window. You have a cover of the health bag. The fight back, with the fight is taking a bit back. It's here, and you have the underground as well on the floor. And then this last one is the second window. If the fight is taking a different turn, you can move up to this place. You have coverage of 2 balconies. Under, and then where your tank's gonna be fighting, or tank, which will be here most likely. Another spot on Havana as well, just showing how important it is to do a certain thing with Ana. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so let's say your tank is most likely fighting here at first choke. So him being up there means you can sit all the way back here and snipe your tank or your teammates, whatever. Just sit back from afar and snipe. I'm saying is you don't need to be up close to do your job as a support. You can just sit back, and you should really do this as Ana. That's a crucial thing to her kit. Sitting back and sniping, as I said in the beginning, you want to be far back and don't leave yourself out of position. In case someone pushes you or dives you, they will definitely not be able to do that here. You are completely safe. Do always let your team know if they're not in line of sight. You can't heal them, if you can't see them, communication goes a long way. There is actually a thing with Ana, an animation cancel that you should do. That is shooting and doing another action. Could be shoot nading, or it's shoot melee. Well, I suggest doing the shoot, nade, shoot. It's a quick kill on a 200 HP target. Remember, you can also use the shoot melee. So quick damage. But yeah, that was it. I don't want to go over everything. It's just the foundation of Ana, basically. There's a lot of different things and mechanics you can use, but these are just the beginning, or some more advanced ones as well. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want more of these tutorial or beginner videos for certain heroes, then do let me know in the comments. I hope you liked the video, and if there's anything I missed, leave it down in the comments. Yeah, please do consider liking and subscribing, and remember that I'm streaming over on Kick almost every day. There's links for everything in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.